preparation for that, next week live on the Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast, we will have the one, the only Exodus Prime as our special guest. AEW star.
Yeah. So.
All right, so it looks like we're having a couple of issues.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
there
Now
we
we got some
Told you,
sound.
I'm adulting better than him already.
All right, Hunter, say ass.
What?
Say ass.
No.
You're an adult. Come on, don't be scared.
You're an adult. You can say ass now.
No.
See, he's been a good boy.
Stuff.
So you had a B plus on Raw, B minus on SmackDown, had a B plus and a B. You want to know what show got an absolute S plus in my opinion?
SCP, that's the one.
That's right. Squared Circle Pro's Tornado Slam. What a show. From start to finish. Damn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We had the news we received yesterday of the passing of Terry Funk is one that hits all of us, especially us here in West Texas, really, really hard. Terry Funk was a legend in every sense of the word. He is the reason West Texas wrestling is what it is. Hardcore legend, a legend outside the ring.
I'm curious because I'm like, how are they gonna make someone? Because all the promos they've done to build him up, I'm like, the way that Sammy's been taking shots for Roman Reigns, the only real shot he's given back is a shot with the chair, and then he just got mollywopped. He's never been the guy who just comes out and messes people up.
What do you get?
And can overpower Roman Reigns. What?
What do you get?
Wally mopped, obviously.
Before we get into it, there's been a little controversy, I've come to find out, so I'm going to have to address it real quick. Apparently, last week I said some things about our new WWE, the United States champion Logan Paul that upset some people. So I'm going to set the record straight. Logan Paul as a guy, not a fan. As a wrestler, I can honestly say, and I've said it before, he hasn't had a match yet that hasn't been just an absolute banger. So as a wrestler, I've got respect for the guy. Like, I don't understand. He's got all this stuff going on, and I don't understand all these people that just run out and try to support everything he does. And, they try to try to get their prime drinks all the time. And, oh, that's good.
What you think?
So The Rock is on Buddy's list. The Rock is on my list. The Rock is on your list. The Rock is on our chat's list. The real question that we need to ask the Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast is, can any of us here smell what The Rock is cooking?
It doesn't matter if you smell.
Oh my goodness, it doesn't.
But it's things like that. It doesn't matter.
Is going to be the year for West Texas wrestling, especially at Squared Circle Pro. But July 19th, that is going to be an event that you will not want to miss under any circumstances, because I am dead set to make that night the biggest night in West Texas wrestling history.
And leading the way, and you're okay. I don't know if he's watching live, but it spoke with Scar a little earlier today, and I know he's going to be watching the podcast a little later on. He's doing a little training right now. But there you heard it, Scar. He said he's going to break out of it. Like live on the podcast. He said he can break out of your podcast, or break out of your bear hug. So when you see it,
clip it.
when you see this now, you know what he looks like. Having the Macho Man Chris Wolf out there was very good for me. There was something that I really wish Little Guapo could have been there for, because it's a throwback, in my opinion, to the Attitude Era days. Because said trash can that was being used to beat upon Logan Knight got placed on Logan Knight. And they were taking turns just beating him up in the trash can. And it was great.
That's like definitely.
Again, table. There will possibly be a table there that might or might not have something to do with the match. Come out and see us. I want to say thank you again to everybody in the chat. Thank you to the boys for being here tonight. I want to say thank you to Ross and the boys from Labor 12 for being here. With these guys every time.
We're there.
Okay.
In the chat, we have the official tagline for Tornado Slam. So y'all use that information. Go get you a ticket.
It'll be out on our socials. It's on Squared Circle Pro's socials as well.
We will be there.
We will be there.
We will be there. You will not
We will be there. You're going to be in Florida with doing Mickey Mouse stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
And even beat him. Sorry to say, but he's.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast. We are on night number 1 of our run-up to the Battle of the Sexes weekend. Squared Circle Pro, Jake's Backroom coming up this weekend. And we're coming right off the heels of a crazy BCW hot-blooded show last night where the man joining me today, the man, the myth, the legend, Rick Elsey, joining me on commentary last night. Appreciate that.
It was fun. I had a good time. It's good night.
If you missed out on that show, we're going to talk about it a little more, but you missed a lot. We got some number 1 contenders. We've got some new champions. We got your boy announced as, interim active GM for our next show in September. Bit of a scuffle with Big Said, so we had some things happen.
Yeah, you got slapped.
I did. I got slapped clean across my face by Big Said. And that man has very large hands. I just want to put that out there. But that's all right, because you know what? I'm running the show in September, and we're going to have a conversation in the middle of the ring September 14th, live for everybody to see. So, one of the things that, what's that?
I said it'll be a good time.
It's going to be. I hope everybody gets the opportunity to come see it. Before we get started, of course, want to thank everybody that's joining us tonight, everybody that's watching live, everybody that watches or listens after. We appreciate you guys being a part of this, and you all are the reason we do what we do. Want to say thank you to my boy J-Reb, subscribed for 13 months in a row. That's awesome, Cameron, man. I appreciate you. Of course, J-Reb making this awesome sign right above my shoulder here, light box. So if you need yourself one of these, you need to go to jrebs3dprinting.com because you need that in your life.
Absolutely.
As much fun as last night was, as cool as everything was last night, there is something I wanted to talk about that happened. The Defender of Truth, Gabriel Alexander, had a match with Logan Knight last night and was unfortunately severely injured in that match. Hurt his neck. Of course, we here at the podcast, we're all sending out the good vibes, the good juju, the thoughts, the prayers, all the positives, for a speedy recovery. But it does go to show that any match, anytime, things like this can happen. Talked to the guy earlier. If you watch over in the chat, we're going to go ahead and post up a GoFundMe. This particular injury required surgery, and if you've ever had to go in for surgery, you know it's not cheap. So if you're listening to this, if you're watching this and you've got the ability to do so, go to the GoFundMe. Any little bit helps, and we all want to wish Gabe a speedy and full recovery.
We also, I want to let everybody know, and of course, we're going to get into SCP's Battle of the Sexes weekend here in just a few minutes. But I want to let everybody know that if you're live at Jake's this coming weekend, both the Friday night and the Saturday show, we're going to have 2 raffles. The first raffle is going to be for a grab bag of merch, random merch that's donated by our wrestlers. And then the other raffle is going to be for tickets for Birthiversary in September and Pieces for Quitters in November. Both of those raffles, 100% of the proceeds of those raffles is going to go to Gabriel Alexander's medical bills. And also, I personally, from my collection, I am putting up a signed Bruno Sammartino robe and a signed Bruno Sammartino set of trunks. They have the authentication letters, and the photos of them being signed. So they are 100% legit collector's items. We're putting those up for public bid on Saturday night at Headlocks and Heatwaves. And whatever we get for those is also going to Gabriel Alexander.
That's awesome, man. All sorts of different ways to help. Gabriel is such a good dude and such a positive part of the family of wrestlers we have in West Texas. So if you're live at Jake's, if make sure you bid on those. If you're not going to be able to be at Jake's, hit the GoFundMe. Anything you can do helps. But we hope he's well soon. I can't wait to see him back.
Absolutely.
But bringing it up, we're coming up on the Squared Circle Pro Battle of the Sexes weekend. Not just one, but 2 nights of absolute fire matches.
Yes. This is the largest display of talent in West Texas history for 2 nights. This is the first ever all women's event in West Texas history. We have legends. We have a ton of matches. It's SCP show, so it's not just 5 matches. But it is what it is. This is a big weekend. I'm just going to tell you, this is a big weekend. If you can't be there live, obviously you can watch on heckyeahradio.com. But I highly recommend being there live if you can, because there will be some things that happen live in the arena that you will not see on the iPay-per-view broadcast. So just so that you know that is a fact. But yeah, it's going to be good. So if you want to get into the matches, we can start talking about them.
Let's do it. So Friday night, of course, Equal Rights and Lefts, the first all women's event in West Texas.
Yes.
And I think it's awesome. I am stoked about this. So let's start at the top. We've got Squared Circle Pro West Texas Women's Championship match, putting our champ, the mystifying one herself, Misty Marks, up against Anastasia Morningstar. This is going to be a match now.
Anastasia Morningstar was previously our champion before Misty, and she got hurt. And
Right.
So instead of just giving up the belt, she had her girls, Raisa Clark and Olivia Vegas. They defended the title 2-on-1 by proxy. Paperwork got faxed over and signed. Everything was legal. Anastasia wanted it, and they lost the belt, unfortunately, and Misty has had it ever since. Anastasia is now 100% clear. She is ready to come back for what she knows is the title she never lost. And this one's going to be very interesting.
It is. And, you've got on one side, you've got a fired up Anastasia Morningstar who knows she didn't lose the belt, who is ready to come back, make the comeback, get her belt back. But on the other side of that, you've got a champion in Misty Marks that has been put up against the best of the best and come out on top each and every time.
Yep, that's correct.
So it's going to be a good one to watch. I'm excited for that one. Of course, I'm not going to lie. As much as I'm happy to see Anastasia Morningstar at 100% and coming back, I got to pull for my girl Misty. That's the problem, though. I'm not sure. I can't really pick on that one, but that's who I'm pulling for. I'm pulling for my girl Misty.
Yeah.
After that, I got a 6-woman tag team challenge. Ray Lynn, Skylar Slice, and Nova Phoenix versus the Divas of Destruction, that, of course, being Raisa Clark and Olivia Vegas, and Angel Blue.
Yes, Ray Lynn, for those who may not know, is a competitor for Women of Wrestling. And she will be joining us to team up with Skylar Slice and Nova Phoenix versus the Divas of Destruction and the returning Angel Blue. So yes, this 6-woman tag. There's a lot of beef in this match, and
can say that.
these. I mean, Raisa Clark, she's a monster. Nova and Skylar, man, they're some tough girls. I mean, Angel Blue took everything Misty Marks threw at her at Tornado Slam and still got back up. I mean, there's a lot going on here.
And that's something I was going to say about Angel Blue is, of course, the last show was my first opportunity to see her wrestle live. And, you know, I had heard a lot of hype and she lived up to every bit of it. There was no keeping her down. And, you know, you watch somebody that's a wrestler and you know that they're a wrestler and they're doing wrestler moves. She strikes me as a fighter.
Yeah.
So, you know, putting her with Raisa Clark and Olivia Vegas, that's a dangerous group right there.
It is, and it's a nice set of opponents for Skylar and Nova, and you know Ray Lynn making her debut here in SCP, give her a little bit of a mountain to try and climb. So yeah, it's going to be a competitive match. I'm looking forward to that.
I am as well, just like I am the next match, and I can't say enough about how excited I am about this match. Lindsay Snow going up against Miranda Gordy. Come on, man. Does it get better than that?
Those who may not know who Lindsay Snow is, she has done dark work for AEW. She wrestles for GCW. She is also a part-time MMA competitor. And she is tough as nails.
Yes.
And her opponent is the daughter of Freebird Terry Bam Bam Gordy. So I think enough is said. You know, I mean,
she came up in this business.
I mean, this we'll see what happens. We'll see if you know Lindsay can take Miranda Gordy to the proverbial octagon, or if Miranda Gordy is going to walk Lindsay Snow down Bad Street USA. So we'll see.
Ah, yes, Bad Street USA. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited for this match. Lindsay Snow. There are ways that she moves in the ring that you can't, like, how do you get away from that? If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go look up
look her
Lindsay
up,
Snow on YouTube after the podcast, because
she's amazing. She's amazing.
It's wild. After that, I'm showing a 2 out of 3 falls match. Evelyn Carter and Morgan Mercy, and this has been brewing for a minute.
It's actually this weekend last year when all of their issues started. So this is 1 year removed from the beginning of this turmoil between these two ladies. And I will tell you that Morgan Mercy is extremely tough. And she's somebody that I would have her proxy fight for me if I needed to. But Evelyn Carter, she did a stint in, let's just say, some extended healthcare facilities, and Evelyn ain't playing. So this is going to be very interesting because it is 2 out of 3 falls.
When I tell you that the last time I saw Evelyn Carter in the ring, you know, she just got absolutely decked, turned her head back and started this maniacal laugh. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it scared your boy a little bit.
Yeah. It's gonna be it's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Another one that's gonna be a lot of fun: Maya World versus Maserati Lazarus.
The debut of Maya World for SCP and the return of Maserati. And I will tell you, just so that you know, because I mean, I know you've seen Maya World and you know what she can do. You've seen Maserati up close and in person. You know what she can do. And all these other matches we've talked about, and we're going to talk about some matches that have not been announced fully yet. But out of everything that we're going to talk about tonight, I can tell you, knowing those two competitors, here's a little bit of information to kind of set the night. That's the opener for Equal Rights and Lefts.
We're opening with that?
We're opening with Maya World versus Maserati.
Damn. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I will.
It's kind of
Maserati-
like when the Eagles have a concert and they open with Hotel California because they know they have a catalog of 1,000 songs.
Yep.
So yeah, we have the sheer balls to open with Hotel California. So
Well, I'm gonna say Maserati is always gonna have a special spot with me because
yeah,
she has a switch that she flips because she's walking
Mhm.
around the ring and she gave me this look. I was sitting ringside at the time. She gave me this look and told me, get up. So I did. I stood up and she says, oh my damn, sit back down. Because she's a little bit shorter than me.
yeah, a little bit.
And I'm laughing. I thought it was hilarious. She's laughing about it. But then she stepped through the ropes and it's like this switch just flipped and she's all over the place, aggressive, just all about business. And it's awesome to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, she was so impressive the first time she was with us. I had to absolutely make sure she was a part of this event.
That too against Misty Marks.
Yep.
So I'm kind of excited about talking about this one. We have a women's superstar showcase, High Ann with Paula Fate versus Samantha Starr with Baby Doll. How in the world did you make that happen?
Well, Hyann is a graduate of Booker T's school, and she was part of the Ring of Honor Women's Championship tournament. And she also has had several stints on AEW. She is a regular throughout the South Texas independents. She's a big deal on the indie scene, so we needed her, but I needed somebody to face her that was the caliber that she would need. And I reached out to Samantha Starr, who is an NWA competitor. She wrestles for the NWA's women's division. She was available, and it just so happens that her mother is the perfect 10 baby doll.
Yep.
And so had some discussions, and after 40 years, Baby Doll returns home to Lubbock, Texas, the home of her father, who was the promoter for the NWA for years, Nick Roberts. Also ran the Lubbock area with his own events. And, she's coming home and she's bringing her daughter with her. And so we'll have the legacy of 3 generations in the building, and that'll be a big deal.
What a hell of a homecoming, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's going to be awesome. And now that's what I've got on the list for matches so far. And I understand you got a few more to throw out there for me.
I do. But before we do that, let's mention the fact that the SCP Women's General Manager, Medusa, will be in the building.
Yes.
She is technically in charge officially of this event. So she will be the authority figure on that night. Also in the building for both nights, because she is the host of the weekend, the Walking Riot Missy Hyatt returns to Lubbock, Texas after 1 year. She debuted for us this event last year for Headlocks and E-Waves. So it'll be interesting to have Missy in the building. It'll be interesting to have both Missy and Medusa in
That's
the
what
building.
I was just about to say. I mean,
And Baby Doll in the building. So that's 3 legends that are here, and everybody has their own set of issues, I'm sure. But yeah, it's going to be big. But let's go ahead. Yeah, let's talk about some extra
before
matches.
you throw that out, I do want to throw the flowers out there to Medusa as the women's GM. The women's division has been killing it, just absolutely killing it, from main events to specialty matches to now we've got this entire show. So all the kudos and flowers to women's GM Medusa.
Yeah, she's doing a great job. So yeah, there are going to be 3 additional bouts on this show from what we've already talked about.
Lay it on me. What we got?
And the first one is a rematch of sorts from Tornado Slam. SOS will be going one-on-one with Nikki Chase. So that is a rematch from Tornado Slam. Then we have a arm wrestling challenge, as Veronica Vega of La Migra has decided once again that she would like to have an arm wrestling challenge. So it's going to be an open challenge. Anybody can step up. I will say this. I will paraphrase superstar Billy Graham at SummerSlam '88 when the Honky Tonk Man called for an opponent. He said, get somebody out here for me to wrestle. I don't care who it is. And Billy Graham's statement was, don't say that, my man, because there's some people in that locker room that tear this man apart. So Veronica Vega needs to be real careful when she says the word open challenge, because
No kid, especially
here's the
with
thing.
everybody we have on the card.
We have a ton of people on this card, but you never know who might be backstage.
See, there it is. You always do that. And it's been proven time and time again that you just don't know who's going to be there.
You never know who's going to be there. Somebody may just be visiting and say, hey, can I go take that an open challenge? I mean, come on. It's going to be good. So one more match, final match. This is what in the men's division we would refer to as a fatal five-way. But because we're in the women's division, we're going to stylize it a little bit, and it is now
Five-way fatal.
a five-way fatal. And we're going to have the 5 competitors in this match are Aaron Aris, Victoria Mosh,
Okay.
Emmy Camacho, London Dior, who's making her debut in Lubbock, and Stormy Renee.
Wow. That's going to be a big match.
Yes, it is.
Emmy Camacho. Let's talk about Emmy Camacho for a minute.
Yep.
Like, I could see her taking that whole thing. No question about that. The Camachos are absolutely amazing.
Well, here's the thing. Aaron Aris is up and coming. Okay.
Yes.
Victoria Mosh definitely has something to prove. She's 2-0. She's 0-2 in SCP right now. Emmy Camacho's making her debut, but she has a huge legacy and a huge name and a huge family.
Mm-hmm.
So there's eyes on her. London Dior, first time appearance. She's a graduate of Lou Gotti's school, and she is much sought after on the indie scene in Texas. This was some doing to get this.
I imagine.
But we got her, so she's obviously wanting to make an impact, and everybody knows that Stormy Renee can go. So you've got 5 women here who are ready to come in here and prove that they're going to take that next step, and it's one fall to a finish. So
wow,
that's it.
And that's just Friday night.
That's just
deal,
Friday
right?
night. Just Friday night. Just Friday night. Yeah.
The sheer amount of talent for that night is insane. Like, we've got, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 matches?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.
9 matches? That's...
Oh, no.
And
You're right. I'm sorry. Well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, yeah, it's only 9. It's only 9.
And here's the thing. 9 matches. So if you're watching wrestling somewhere that's not Squared Circle Pro, you're thinking, okay, we'll get a real good match at the beginning. We'll get a few trash matches. We'll get something good in the middle. We'll get the main event. Every one of these matches are main event level.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. There's no trash matches on an SCP event.
No,
Every match is good. Every match means something.
And that takes us into Saturday with headlocks and heat waves. That's right. Day 2. This one, there's a lot going on here. We've already had, you get through everything you get to see on Friday. That you've got a lot going on Saturday. We have our Squared Circle Pro Championship match. Your champion and Nolan Phillips guy, Sam Stackhouse versus Damo McCullough.
I mean, my thoughts here are, what has Nolan Phillips gotten himself into?
Well, if he's smart, out of the ring, that's what he's going to do.
I mean, Damo is on fire.
He is.
He's everywhere. And
actually, we watched him last night win the number 1 contendership for the BCW Texas title.
That's correct. and he has the opportunity to win a title here. So, yeah, this one should be good. I will tell you, this is the main event. This is going to be the last match of the night on the 20th.
Okay. Now, no question about it. Just like you said, Damo is on fire. He's everywhere. He's winning matches. He's winning #1 contenderships. He's winning belts. But he's standing across the ring from Sam Stackhouse, a man that does things that people his size should not be able to do ever.
No.
So you take the fact that Sam can do that and then add the X factor of Nolan Phillips in there. This is going to be one to watch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be a great match. I'm really excited about it. Sam Stackhouse has done a great job of being that unbeatable champion. I think he has a lot more to offer than being one of Nolan Phillips's flunkies, but everybody chooses their role, so whatever. But he's got his work cut out for him here, man. They should not take Damo lightly.
No, not at all.
If they do, it'll be to their own detriment.
After that, we have a superstar showcase. Nobi Bryant going up against the world breaker Brick Savage. Now, until last night, I had not had the opportunity to see Brick Savage live.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this. If last night was any kind of precursor, be careful ringside. Let me just throw that out there. That is a beast of a man.
For anybody sitting in the first couple of rows, if you hear a wrestler say move, please move.
Yes, please move.
Please move. They're not saying that, just hear themselves talk.
No, that Brick Savage is just an absolute monster of a man.
Yeah.
But again, he's standing across the ring from Nobi Bryant, somebody who, since he's come to Squared Circle Pro, has just been on one.
He's the real deal for a reason.
He is.
And,
he is. He's the real deal.
Nobi versus Brick is going to be off the chain.
They're going to burn the place down, man.
It's going to be
I'm
great.
looking forward to that.
I can't. I'm so excited to have Brick in Jake's back room. And hopefully this is just the beginning of many appearances for him.
So tell me this, Rick, what do you call a 356-pound monster like Brick Savage? Sir. The answer is sir.
I was going to say Mr. World Breaker. But no, I'll go with sir. Sir's okay.
It's going to be a good match, man. I'm excited for that one. We have a grudge match. Bam Bam Malone again with Nolan Phillips. Nolan Phillips putting in the work, if you want to call what Nolan Phillips does work. But he put in the work on Saturday. Bam Bam Malone going up against Ryan Justice, and this one has been brewing probably longer than I've been there. Like, there's no love lost between Bam Bam and Ryan.
No, it's been going on for a while. And this is definitely Ryan's opportunity to get his hands on Bam Bam. So, they've been kind of throwing curveballs, trying to keep him off his game. But this is a signed contract, so should be good.
Well, and one thing about it, now there was some questioning about it at the last show, but so far as I know, of course you've got Bam Bam coming out with Nolan, Ryan coming out with Paula.
I mean, she's listed technically as the second at ringside, but Ryan has been very iffy about having her out there. And so I don't know that she will be making an appearance. I mean, she's definitely listed, but I don't know that she'll make a physical appearance or not.
I know he sent her to the back last time, so
yeah,
we'll just have to see how it works out. But it's going to be a great match. I mean, Bam Bam Malone puts on great matches. Ryan Justice puts on great matches. You put them in the ring together, and it's going to be mayhem, and I'm all about it. You take two people like that where there's so much of a grudge between them, and we have the exact opposite in the next match. Our Heck Yeah Radio iPay-Per-View Championship match, Brian Rage Rivera going up against Baby Samoa. These two, a tag team. I mean, they're Island Rage, and just loads of mutual respect between those two.
Absolutely. This is definitely a kind of a student teacher type of
Yep.
situation. And, tag team partners. Baby Samoa earned this spot, and Brian happens to be the champion. So these two guys are going to have to come together and have this match, and hopefully it won't deteriorate into something we don't want to see. I'm hoping that, they keep their competitive nature about them, and we have a sportsmanlike contest. There's no really other reason for anything ridiculous to take place.
I think it's going to be a great match. It's one of those that if you play it through in your head, you see the match happening, and whoever wins that title, you see the handshake, the congratulations, and that's how I see it in my head. And I hope that's what we get out of that, because both of
I
these
do
guys
too.
are awesome, and I love the mutual respect between each other.
Absolutely.
Moving into our Squared Circle Pro West Texas Tag Team Championship Tournament semifinals. We've got Downfall Cathedral, which is, of course, Ryan Riven and Ramrock, and their opponent to be determined. So let's talk about that for a minute. How did we get here?
The way we got here was that spot was supposed to be for the Russell twins. And unfortunately, the way that this business, fortunately for them, unfortunately for us, they had an opportunity come their way. They got an opportunity to appear on Collision for AEW. And so we absolutely had no problem releasing them from their obligation. Anytime you have the opportunity to go do something bigger and better, I'm certainly not going to stand in the way of that. So they'll obviously be welcome back to SCP whenever they choose to come back. But now Downfall Cathedral actually got a bye. But once again, Ramrock and Ryan Riven are not about taking that bye.
No.
Whereas the other team on the other side of the bracket, Los Crudos, has done nothing but take buys. So Downfall Cathedral are going to have opponents to be determined. And I can tell you that we have had several contracts come across the fax machine. And one of those contracts concerns me. We're taking a deeper look into it because if this particular contract is something that gets approved, I don't like the opponents attached to it. But it might not be anything that I can stop from happening. There's some
now you got my wheels going, man.
There's some crack legal stuff going on, and anybody who's watched SCP for some time or has been a fan, been present in the building, knows that more times than not, when we're having a legal issue, it's all tied to one ridiculous individual. So I'm just saying.
The minute you said crack legal stuff, that's what came to mind.
If the contract that we got ends up being approved, then unfortunately the opponents for Downfall Cathedral may be connected to Matthew Robles. So we'll see.
You know what?
That hasn't been decided yet.
Even if it comes to that, Downfall Cathedral, those are our boys. Longtime friends of the podcast. They told us from the jump, we're coming in to win this whole damn thing. And, I've got no doubts that they can do it. If you put some of Robles' people in front of them, they're going to tear them down like they have everybody else. And I am all about watching it happen.
Yeah.
And, if Robles happens to be in the ring, I mean...
We'll see. We'll see.
No, Downfall Cathedral, so much respect for those guys. Like you said, 2 times now they've had the opportunity to sit at home, move on to the next round, and not have to do anything, and absolutely refused to do so. Which got us the opportunity as fans to see what was one of my favorite matches of theirs so far, them and the Canadian Pitbulls. That was awesome.
That is correct, yeah, and it was good. And that was another situation where Downfall Cathedral had the opportunity to get a bye, and they chose not to. So there are definitely some stand-up guys, and I hope that whatever happens here and whoever their opponents are, I hope Downfall Cathedral is prepared for the challenge.
We have one more in the tag team tournament before we do. See, 3 More Evil has joined the chat. 3 More Evil, what's up, man? Glad you could join us. Los Crudos, as you were talking before, they've been doing nothing but taking buys. That being, of course, Avon Axel and the Sauce. This time, not so lucky. The Art of Royalty, His Royal Highness, King Kizzy. I said it, His Royal Highness.
You
heard it.
You did. Good for you.
And Donovan Pierce. I've been so impressed with the Art of Royalty. Their chemistry, just
they're a
their
great team.
Brute strength.
Yeah, they're a great team.
Awesome.
I absolutely love the Art of Royalty. They're great to have in the building. This is the biggest mountain they've had to climb in Los Crudos. So I think that this is probably going to be a fight. And I don't know even that Los Crudos is truly prepared for what they're going to get out of the Art of Royalty, but it should be great to watch.
Well, and on the other side of that, I don't know that the Art of Royalty is particularly ready for what they're getting in Los Crudos. I mean, we're talking about a team that carries a bottle of tequila to the ring. They've come out with weed eaters. You never know what you're going to get with Los Crudos. And I don't know that the Art of Royalty is quite prepared for that.
Well, I've heard rumors that their bottle of Jack is actually iced tea, but we'll see.
Well, they always set it down by the announcer's table. I'll let you know.
Okay. So you want some extras?
I do, because I'm looking here at a list of people scheduled to appear that's as long as my freaking arm.
I am prepared to give you 5 more matches.
5. All right, you heard it here. 5 matches getting announced right here on the podcast. Lay it on us.
All right. I'm going to give you first our pre-show opener that will be available for free on Facebook Live through Heck Yeah Radio's Facebook page. And that is a triple threat with 3 people that could not be any more different. Jason Zane versus Reggie Lincoln versus Eluvio.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that you hit that one on the head. That's so different.
Then we have a tag team challenge, and both of these teams are making their SCP debut. We have Corvus and Ricky Ramirez, the End of the World Party, facing Angel and Ocho Camacho.
Ooh. Man. Angel Camacho. That is
oh yeah.
That's a lot of dude right there.
Rain has been reinforced.
No, that's awesome. That's gonna be a good match.
And now we have a 6-pack challenge.
Okay. Now, before you get into who's in it, I want to remind everybody how a 6-pack challenge works.
Yes.
Because the first one of these I saw, I was like, what the hell is going on? So you're going to start out with 3 people. 3 people in the ring, and you're eliminated by either pinfall, submission, disqualification, count out.
Ref's discretion, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is that gets you eliminated, the next person comes in until all 6 people have come into the ring, and then it's a fall to the finish.
That's right. Would you like to know the 6 people?
I would. Lay it on me. Who we got?
Well, we have making their SCP debuts Onyx Camacho.
Okay.
And Max Volume Beckett.
All right. Max Beckett is he's something else.
We have 2 more returning. Kal-El Santana returns to SCP, as does 1/2 of Code, Rob Boris.
Rob Boris.
And the final 2 competitors, and here's where it gets really exciting, Elsey Mox and Stavon Remsen.
Oh, wow. There's some people in this match that I think they're going to have to get out of the way, because Elsey and Stavon, I mean, they call Stavon Remsen the ring bully for a reason. He's going to come in there. He's going to beat you down. He's going to take your lunch money. He's going to leave.
Yeah.
So, oh man.
And the way that, with the way that it works, with, you got 3 guys out there and then you eliminate somebody and they come in at random. But there must always be 3 guys in the ring until we get down to the final 2. I feel sorry for anyone who's number 3 if Remsen and Mox are both in there at the same time.
I feel sorry for 4, 5, and 6 if they're in there at the same time. That's good, man. That's gonna be a good match. Okay.
Okay, so we have 2 more. You ready? 2 more.
I'm ready.
All right. Referee JP Nitro, we all know, has a lot of issues with Los Carnales.
Mm-hmm.
They cut off his beard at the beginning of the year, and every event since then, JP has tried in vain to attack JC Bravo and has come up short. JP Nitro, against everyone in the office's better judgment, has been granted a tag team match if he can find a partner against Los Carnales. So as it stands right now, if JP Nitro can find a partner, that match will go down.
So last time, to give you an idea of how deep this goes, and I guess speak to the stamina of both of these guys. The last time I saw JP and JC Nitro chased JC Bravo out of the building and wasn't sure what happened there, but about, 40, 45 minutes later, JP was being chased by JC back through the arena and back out again. So
yes,
it was, there's some animosity there.
I understand the chase went down 50th.
I see that. I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
That would explain a lot of the sirens.
So would you like the final of the 5 matches?
Give me the final 5 matches.
Okay, I think you're really going to like this one. And this is why I saved it for last. A 6-man tag team challenge. On one side of the ring, you have the men who all have one common enemy in Justin Taylor. You have Marquise Jackson, TJ Slater, and Nate Collins for the first time, all 3 in the same place at the same time.
Okay.
And their opponents on this evening, are you sitting down?
Hold on. Who is it?
Eric Angel and Elias Castaneda, the returning Canadian Pitbulls, and their partner, the Gladiator, Bobby Venom.
Oh, hell. Are Marquise, TJ, and Nate aware of who their opponents are?
They are.
Did y'all let them know that?
Everybody signed their contracts. And I can tell you right now, there's a lot going on Headlocks and Heat Waves. That might be the show stealer.
No question about it. That's going to be good. And I get the Canadian Pitbulls again. Do you know how happy that makes me? They're another one of those. If you've never seen the Canadian Pitbulls, as soon as we're done, head to YouTube, check it out. They're amazing.
I do want to throw out a couple of tidbits about both of these shows as far as some staffing, because I want those people to get, I want them to get some mention. The ring announcer for Equal Rights and Lefts is Ileana, and you can look her up on social media and on YouTube. She is the lead announcer for Mission Pro for Thunder Rosa's promotion, and she also ring announces for Booker T, along with several other Southern Texas promotions. This is her first foray into West Texas, her first time in Lubbock, and she is the ring announcer for the all-women's event. Awesome. We have 2 referees that night. We have the daughter of Jazz and Rodney Mack. Sky Mack is going to be reffing half the matches, and the other half of the matches will be reffed by Allison Lee, who is a referee from TNA.
Can't ask for more than that.
So, along with the legends and the matches, I can tell you that the idea is that this Equal Rights and Lefts event, night one of a 2-night deal, this is the standout show for us for the year. This is what I'm most looking forward to in the entire year of 2024. And I really hope everybody comes out, especially for this event, because we're trying to prove a point that women should not be relegated to the popcorn match. And
No, absolutely not.
they can carry an event. And thus far, the women's division, 2 years running in SCP, has delivered. We have 16 to 18 regular women that come 6 times a year, and they kill it every time they're out there. And our crowd loves them. They're getting acclimated to seeing them regularly. 3 times out of 6, they main event. Women are considered a big deal at SCP. And this show is going to be the crowning moment of 2.5 years of hard work. And I really hope everybody comes out for it.
I do too. I can't say enough. We have 9 matches Friday, and I think it's like 11 matches on Saturday.
And that's if nothing gets set up for Saturday based on Friday.
That's true. There can always be things added. You get all of that. $20 for the weekend, not
right.
per show. No, that's $10 per show. $20 for the entire weekend. You're not going to find that anywhere else.
And
Trust me,
for Headlocks on Saturday, of course, you will be the ring announcer for that night. We do have a surprise that night that I'm not going to mention now, but there is a surprise. We're having a big return. The referees for that night are Johnny Michelson, Jarrett Smerritt, and Kyle Farrell. They will be in attendance for that event. TJ Mundell, of course, is the GM for the men's division, so he'll be in charge that night. It's a huge 2 nights of action. That I don't know that. Well, no, I do know. I'm convinced there has never been anything like this in West Texas.
No.
And I really believe that this is one you don't want to miss, and you need to be there for both nights.
No, and again, both nights, all these matches, $20 for the weekend. $20. I can't stress that enough. You would pay that to watch one of these, just some of these matches. You pay $20 just to watch that match. But
That's right.
the whole weekend, both shows, every match, $20. So if you are in the Lubbock area, if you are anywhere around Lubbock, to hell if you're not in Lubbock, Texas, it's time to take a drive and be at Jake's Back Room Friday night for Equal Rights and Lefts, Saturday nights for Headlocks and Heat Waves, and the icing on the cake. We've run through this whole thing and talked about each card, and not once did I have to hear the name Chris Watson. Like, that is the cherry on top for me.
Now, I will tell you this. La Migra are signed to be in the building at Headlocks and Heat Waves. They just don't have a match at this present time. So, we'll see.
Damn, I might have to see
As
Chris
I told
Watson
you, we're dealing with some legal blah blah.
That's true. That's true. No, I can't get over the pre-show match. That's going to be wild.
I'm excited about it. Overall, I'm very, very confident that both of these nights are going to deliver gangbusters, absolute gangbusters.
No question.
A lot of hard work's gone into this weekend. There are a lot of people that we could recognize. We've got a ton of sponsors on this event. They'll have vendor tables out at the shows. There's a lot of stuff to come support here. Obviously, we're going to be taking donations for Gabriel. We're going to have a raffle. We're going to have a public auction on some memorabilia. So, come out and enjoy both nights of action and at the same time support Gabriel Alexander.
So I've had 2 questions come to me about this, not in chat, but on text. The first question is, Friday night, is there a pre-show match?
There is not a pre-show match on Friday night.
Okay, and what time is doors and what time is the first match on Friday?
Okay, on Friday night, the doors are going to open at 6:00 and we're going to start at 6:30.
All right.
On Saturday, it's the regular 5:30 and we're starting at 6.
Okay.
And there is a pre-show match between 5:30 and 6:00.
Okay, that's the biggest question I get asked. The other question I was asked was, do you see the possibility with so many legends in the building Friday night? Do you see a possibility of any kind of, not so much a meet and greet as the opportunity to meet said legends?
I am not positive at this point that we are going to actually have a meet and greet, but I can tell you that with Medusa and Missy and Baby Doll, they will all have their own individual table areas where they will be signing and taking pictures for their own personal fees. And I know that the way that the cards are structured as of now, I know that Samantha Star and Baby Doll are on the first half of the card. So after intermission, they will be available entirely for meet and greet, that type of thing. Medusa and Missy will be available as they can be. Remember, Medusa's running the show, and Missy's the host. So I would say if you want to get at Missy or Medusa, I would try to do it before we go live.
Okay, there you have it. Those are the 2 questions I've been asked the most, and they've come through on text.
But Missy and Medusa, there are women's matches for Saturday. And yes, there are women's matches for Saturday. Now, I don't believe that we haven't announced any of them yet. No, we have not announced them yet. So that's even more matches Saturday because the women's matches haven't been announced. But I can tell you that Medusa and Missy will both be there on Saturday as well.
Okay.
So they will have tables that night too.
Well, there you have it. If you want to get your opportunity to meet these legends and
if you're there for both nights, you're going to have all the opportunity in the world.
Yes. So we're coming to the part where we're going to wind down for the night. So as always, I'm going to turn it over to you. Any final thoughts you want to give to the people watching at home, the people listening, the wrestling world in general? The floor is yours, my friend.
I would just say that once again, if you cannot be at Jake's Back Room Live on Friday or Saturday or both, go to heckyeahradio.com, click the SCP tab, and it will take you to the event. There will be some things happen off camera in the building if you are attending. It is $10 per night. It is $20 for the weekend. I defy anyone to find the level of action over 2 nights that you're going to have here for $20. So
not going to happen.
I'm just telling you right now, there are a lot of events going on over the period of the next month in a lot of different places up and down, the I-27 corridor, West Texas, but no one's going to give you the value that this is. So go ahead and make plans to be there both nights. I guarantee you, if you just choose one night over the other, you're going to kick yourself when you find out what happened that night.
And, Rick and I talked a lot, and I'm excited for this because, as he said, there's going to be some surprises on Saturday, you said, and he won't even tell me what they are. So, I get to be surprised along with everybody else. He's pretty good at holding things to the vest.
Everybody likes surprises.
Everybody likes surprises. If you bring Big Sid.
No. No,
I'll just
no,
put it out
no,
there.
no. I absolutely promise. Big
Okay.
Stud will not be at Battle of the Sexes weekend.
I'm just saying, that is not a surprise I'm ready
No,
for.
no. I would never do that to you.
Well, I am excited about both nights. I'm excited that we as fans have an opportunity to get this kind of action right here in Lubbock at Jake's. It's $20. Like, you can't even get this kind of action on a PLE for $20 anymore. If you wanted to get this caliber of action on, say, an AEW show, that's going to cost you about, $35-40.
50 in those places.
50, like even up to 50. But see, we don't do it like that. $20 for the whole weekend. And setting all of that aside, this Friday night and the ability to put together an all-women show is outstanding. And thank you, Rick, for getting that together. You, TJ, Medusa, everybody that was able to collaborate to make that show happen. Thank you. All the flowers to you guys.
Well, we're happy to do it. This area needs it. The women deserve it. And I am going to absolutely prove that the women of West Texas are unbeatable. And you're going to be amazed at the kind of event they're going to throw.
No question about it. Make sure you're there. If you can't be there this weekend, heckyeahradio.com, where you can watch most all of it. Like Rick said, there's going to be a few things that aren't going to be on the stream, but make sure you check it out. We will be back tomorrow night with a surprise special guest that I think everybody's going to be excited about. Same time, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Until then, I believe that's going to do it for us. So,
all right. Well, if you need me, I'm available all week. Anytime you need me, just let me know.
I will do that. There is a strong
I appreciate you guys doing this. Thank you.
Well, we're happy to do it. We appreciate you, being on the show with us. There is a possibility, just throw a little something out at you that you might not know, because I don't get to do that very often. There is a possibility that Thursday night, when we do our show, we may be just going to go ahead and pick everything up and do it live from Jake's back room. So be looking at the socials. We'll put it out there, make sure everything's out for everybody on where to watch. But there's a strong possibility we're just going to pack up and head to Jake's and do the podcast there Thursday night.
That'd be amazing.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So join us tomorrow night when we bring in our special guest, our surprise special guest. Until then, I'm Guapo. That's Rick Elsey. We're not your average marks. Catch y'all tomorrow. Yeah.
Inside my head